In this chapter, we're going to be exploring front body stretches. Now, I learnt from the School of Blissology, which is owned and run by Ian Finn, who I've mentioned already. And he certainly didn't coin this term or phrase, front body stretches. And you'll find going to most studios, or if you were to do any other courses on yoga, I'm going to say 95 or 95% of them will most likely phrase these stretches as back bends. And they're certainly not wrong. However, when it's phrased as a back bend, people in class tend to think I have to bend my back as much as I can in this pose to get the most out of it, to make the pose correct. Whereas the term front body stretch, it takes the focus out of the back and into the front body. And in all of these poses, you will feel a juicy, enriching stretch through the front of the body. The back will also arch, but the focus shouldn't be in the arch. So we want to bring our focus to the front body. And by stretching out and having good engagement through the front body, it creates a healthy space for the spine to lengthen. So this is a new way of sharing what this series of poses are. And it helped me wrap my mind around it much more easily than what I'd had previous to going and doing my teacher training. Now we're moving into some more deeper stretches with these more advanced poses. This is somatic work, and somatic being the body. So we're starting to work more deeply into the muscles, the myofascia, all of the skin and cells and blood vessels, everything underneath our skin as we start to stretch it out. And so we store emotions in our body, and they're stored in our muscles and tissues. And we can have emotions that are stored within our body from when we were younger. And so as we begin to do a bit deeper of a dive into this somatic work, you may notice that things might come up for you. You might feel a certain emotion. You could feel frustrated. You could feel some anger rise. You could feel joy, gratefulness. The whole range of emotions might come to the surface for you as you begin to practice and start to link more longer flows together. And I just want you to be aware of that. When you're experiencing an emotion, we have our breath, which is our guide, and anger. And so you can always come back to the breath. And as I cue, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And this sighing action, we're letting go. Like we're inhaling lightness, exhaling out the tightness. And so it's important when we're doing yoga to maintain the breath, as I've mentioned. And if there is an intense pose, breathe into this area. And that'll breathe in some expansiveness, some lightness. And then as you exhale, you're exhaling out the tightness and the tension that you have. And as you breathe, continually breathe into this space, you'll notice the stretch, the pose becoming a bit easier. So this is emotional work that we're doing. And front body stretches, to me, feel really expansive and opening. They feel quite joyous. And that, when I'm doing a lot of front body stretches, I'd have to say that I've been doing a lot of front body stretches, and I'd have to say that it is my favorite category of poses. So I'm really excited to share this with you. And I guess the final couple points before we get into some poses is, after doing some front body stretches, you might have a sense or a feeling of openness to new experiences, openness to people, openness and just joy to life. And it's a really beautiful thing to witness. So certainly just keep that in the back of your mind for after we do our mini flow. See what your state is. It might be straight after, or it could be a couple hours later. And check in with yourself. Now, arching of the back it does happen in these poses, and that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, because when we arch our back, it can really help us elevate our mood, and it certainly can help raise our confidence. However, it's got to be done correctly, otherwise we can set ourselves up for a sprain or injury. And how it's done correctly is by really engaging through the front body and providing a strong foundation through the front body for the spine to lengthen. And so never ever should you be feeling any crunching or pinching in the lower back. And if you are, you've gone too far, just come back out 20%. Some other emotions that you may feel off the back of doing a lot of front body stretches: being grateful, feeling really grateful, hopefulness as well, and trusting. So there's a couple other good reasons for us to get into it. Let's begin. Jump onto your mat, get comfy, and I'll talk you through the poses.